welcome to an all-new Lay It Omni. Allow me to lay it on you. Guys, I hate politics. I hate it with a passion. Every time I wake up and check Twitter and see 6 to 7 articles trending on my newsfeed about how Trump did this or Biden did that, my day gets a little worse. Frankly, I'm tired of it, and I've reached the point where I'm exhausted by the fact that it's being shoved in my face every single damn day. Before I get any further into my rant, don't get me wrong. I understand the importance of politics. I understand the importance of voting and why it's important to, assert my right to vote. Which, by the way, if you haven't voted, go and do it. Policies and plans are at stake that can change all of our lives depending on who's in charge. It's all very important, but it all fuels more into why I hate politics even more. To me, the entire system is designed for people to just literally fight other people. And it doesn't make sense that we have to fight against each other in order to make a place where we all live a better place for everyone. Like, imagine if your body was constantly at war with itself, and every 4 years your brain decided to switch to a new train of thought that goes one way, like the opposite way that you were originally going. Then 4 years later go by and your brain swaps to a completely opposite new train of thought. And this repeats forever and ever in a cycle like a game of tug of war. When you add the human element into the picture, things get infinitely worse. I said this on Twitter the other day. I said, I understand the importance of the election, but as someone who hates US politics, I can't wait for it to be over. Some people base their entire identity on being affiliated with a political party, and it's exhausting being exposed to it on a daily basis. To me, I think politics brings out the worst in people. Not even the worst in people, I feel like it brings out the evil in people, and that's not even an exaggeration. Like, this is how I see it, okay? The people at the top of the government are normal, average human beings, okay? They're not special, they're not incredibly talented or gifted. Actually, most of them are stupid. But they're normal people who have been given power to run our country. But to me, it's clear as day that the government and the system is corrupted, and most people who have the power to run our country don't really have our interest at heart. What I feel is that people have their own interest at heart. I think rich people have each other's back, and as long as money and big business can influence elections and officials, then people will continue to do things for profit. And the reason why I think this is because this is human nature. Money corrupts everything, and money is so intertwined into politics that they're basically one and the same now. When I see the majority of the people at the top, I see liars, okay? I see actors. I see people who practice saying things that people want to hear but ultimately carry their own agenda. And when I see everyone else, the people who aren't at the top, I see sheep. People who pick a side of a stance on a fence because someone told them to do so. Then once they're on that side, they're instructed to throw rocks at the people on the other side. Yes, there are some sheep who have more thought than others and maybe sit on the fence or sit close to the fence, but continue to talk to the sheep on both sides to understand each other, but that's the minority. But all in all, some of these sheep base their entire lives around which side of the fence they stand on. Now, I've said this before, okay? It's your life. Live it however you want, okay? I'm not your dad. However, I can't help but see the combination of both ignorance and hatred being thrown around on social media when it comes to politics. It feels endless, it feels infinite, and it feels disgusting. But you know what? I think this whole thing ties into a much bigger view that I have, and that's the fact that I don't like people in general. When I say people, I mean people collectively, okay? Groups of people who have no single identity, but have defined themselves collectively as one specific thing. I legit don't have faith in humanity to restore the planet that's dying. I don't have faith in people holistically, period. However, I do like individuals on a molecular level, okay? I'd much rather put my faith and trust in one person whom I've grown to understand and create a connection with than any one large body of people. So I guess my hatred for politics stems from there. Now, I'm not some evil video game villain who hates humanity and feels the need to purge the world, okay? I'm not a terrorist, okay? I mean, Sephiroth did nothing wrong, but I don't feel that extreme about it. I guess I simply view the world from a very pessimistic point of view, and that's the ideology that everyone is looking out for themselves and will make decisions that ultimately benefit themselves over everyone else. When you accept that ideology, then it makes sense why the rich stay rich. It makes sense how people who are poor can become rich, and then their ideologies change from when they were once poor to a person who is rich so that they can maintain their wealth. That's how politics feels to me. It's a conduit of hate and greed and self-preservation, lies, deceit, betrayal, and it's all governed by old people. That's another thing that annoys me. The nation is being run by people who don't even understand the new generation of people who live here. There's no representation for younger adults who come into this world with the age of information and the internet to bring more balance and ideas to the table. And don't get me started on race or sex. The lack of representation as a whole is just completely absurd. And the part, guys, that breaks my heart is that it matters. I feel like I have to play the game in order to change the game, because not participating simply means the system stays broken and the corrupt continue to lie and steal and cheat, etc., etc. Like nothing changes. And I feel like a lot of you listening to this understand what I'm saying. Like, it feels like we as individuals can't fix what's broke, and it feels like we're fighting against like an imaginary current that we can't see that definitely affects our lives. So yeah, I'll say this again. I hate politics. It brings out the worst in people. Racism, sexism, all the isms, and it divides people, which is counterintuitive to the word the United States of America. It reminds me of the Smash community, actually. You know, if you guys don't know about the Super Smash Brothers, the game, if you're watching this and you don't know it, you probably know, but if you don't know, it's a video game about Nintendo characters fighting each other. And we've created an entire community where we argue and fight about characters that need to be banned or stages that need to be removed or how tournaments should be run. It gets to a point where I'm tired of hearing people tell me how my life should be ran, when I know most people are only looking out for their own interests. And then choosing a stance or a belief crucifies you into a terrible human being one way or the other. I can understand why people don't want to take part in such a horribly, terribly designed system. But I do understand that change does not occur without conflict, okay? If you don't like something, doing nothing does absolutely nothing. In fact, doing nothing just solidifies the environment that you're in. It's called being complacent. That's why action is important, and that's why people are shoving down your throats every day the idea to go and vote. If you're not happy with your environment, if you're not happy with politics or old people running your life, or you think the system is corrupt, etc., you have to fight for that change. And people who are currently oppressed, people who are being misrepresented, people who are poor, people who don't benefit or worse, get abused by our current laws and regulations are fighting to change that, not only for themselves, but for the next generation. Maybe I'm being a bit too extreme here, but I wish we could tear it down and start over. To me, the system is not functioning in a way that benefits the majority of the people that, you know, live in this country. What I want is the hatred and the lies and the deceit and all of those things that go against what we're fighting to create to be gone. And you know, I guess it's ironic too, but now that I stop and think about what I've been saying this entire rant, like talking about how much I hate politics is political in nature. God damn it. Like, you see what I mean? Like, I can't escape it, not even from myself. And I know somehow, some way, by just sharing how I feel, I've probably unwillingly created a divide and challenged other people's beliefs, and it's so goddamn annoying. But yeah, that's how I feel. I approve of independent thought. I don't think there's enough people in the world that stop and sit and think for themselves. I think people are stupid. But some of you can sit down and create independent thought and not simply follow orders like sheep. I encourage you guys to continue to think for yourselves and stop listening to adults, stop listening to figureheads, stop taking what they have to say as fact and independently formulate your own ideas. I think that's how the system becomes unbroken. I think it all comes down to education. Anyway, ran over. Go vote, okay? I'm not telling you who to vote for, but as they say, we live in a society. And society can't really function if the people who live in it aren't representing themselves, you know? This will probably be my first and last rant about politics because, like I said, I hate it, but I guess it's relevant to all of our lives right now, so that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about it. I won't knock you for believing in something that I don't believe in. I won't hate you for reaching a conclusion that isn't my own. Honestly, I just want people to be kind to each other. I want peace, you know? I want to exist in a world where people care about each other. And if you genuinely care about the people and the world in it, then I feel like regardless of which party you stand for, I can identify and associate and be friends with a person like that. Anyway, I've shared how I feel. If any of you in the comments want to condemn me or tell me I'm wrong or crucify me or whatever, you can suck my dick. This is my way of the ninja, okay? I'm always open to learning more and adjusting my views based on new information, but when it comes to politics and people in general, I find that most people are just asshats when it comes to relaying that information, you know? They're condescending, they're rude, they're matter-of-factly, they're holier than thou, and like nobody wants to be preached at, like god damn it. So if you're that person, bro, yo, lick my balls and learn how to communicate. Anyway, I'm Audi 500. I'm definitely afraid of what the comment section is going to turn into. It'll probably turn into exactly what I said that I hate about politics, but then again, you know, I don't know. People who watch my content aren't ordinary human beings, okay? You aren't virgin sheep. You're the Chad self-thinker, and you're superior to the rest of the human race. So do me a favor, leave a like on the video if you watched it until the end and you enjoy the rants, okay? And subscribe if you haven't already for those daily uploads. I've lost track, but if my intuition is correct, we're at, I think, 20 days of daily uploads in a row. Somebody confirm that for me. Somebody fact check that for me, okay? But if that's the case, that's just, man, we're making moves, but okay. Anyway, you guys know what to do, okay? Drink your water. Don't forget to do that today. Omni for president. Go vote if you haven't already, and have a good one.